Are Moxian Inc. and Evolving Systems stocks a buy? Moxian Inc. closed the session of the 18th of March 2021 at $3.35. It was up 40.14% and 51.14 million shares crossed the tape, which was above average. And a price trigger the price triggered the 52-week high event of $3.45 at 11:35 a.m. EMT. On that day, that is the 18th of March 2021. So we have to give credit to Charles Schwab. Charles Schwab provided this platform we are using in this video. So Charles Schwab is by far the best trading tool out there. So moving on, we can go ahead and see that evidently the stock is quite bullish. It has a market cap of $54.2 million, 16.192 million shares outstanding. Going ahead, we can go on to see that the unbalanced volume indicator looks bullish. The MACD histogram is above zero. 14 period slow stochastic oscillators is also improving and rising. Momentum is also strong. MACD, I believe, is also above the signal line, and it says that Moxian China appears to be in a strong bullish trend. Its 200-day moving average is upward sloping, and the MACD histogram is above zero and rising. Comparative relative strength analysis shows it is outperforming the S&P 500. We already pointed out those things. You can see the price is bullish. It's bullish. You can see that. You can see it's just paced all the other trend lines associated with it. You can see as well the momentum as well, all bullish as well. So the MACD is above signal, above the MACD histogram is above zero and rising. So going on, you can see that momentum for Moxian is strongly bullish. We showed you that right now. The 14 period slow stochastic oscillator is rising as investors pay high prices for shares. Let's go and see. Yes, that's the case. That's the case. We pointed that out. The volume for that day, the 18th of March 2021, was heavier than usual, trading 54.11 million shares versus an average of 853. You can see that. Shares per day, and the last 10, the average volume for 10 days is actually even 10 times less. So going on, you can see it says the unbalanced volume indicator is bullish. The slope of the indicator is positive and suggests that buyers are presently more active than sellers. We can see that. You can see that, yes. And volatility, I believe, it's a volatile stock as well. So the Bollinger Bands are presently wider than usual as a result of greater than normal volatility that accompanied the recent price move. Events such as this may precede a pause or reversal in the near-term trend. So going on, we can see what happened in the live session just before the market closed, and we can also see what's going on right now in the post market. You can see that in the post market it has actually extended slightly to $3.38. Momentum is a bit flat because nothing's going on really, I believe, amongst other things. So going on, Moxian is definitely a sort of stock that certain market trust strategists like. They like all that is going on with it. Strong price action, strong bullish price action, strong momentum, very, very healthy and bullish volume. So Moxian is currently a darling for certain market participants, but I would only caution that, having appreciated 40.17%, I would say if you want to get involved, just wait for it to pull back and consolidate before you get in. That's our recommendation. It has a history of doing that, so just hold on and see what goes on. So what will go on. So it says here a 52-week high event. Okay, so it reached a 52-week high event. So just hold on. It's reached a new territory in the last 52 weeks. Just be patient and see how the things pan out. Moving on to evolving systems, we can see it also closed up 19.94%, 23.24 million shares exchanged hands, which was also above average. 52-week high event was also triggered, and also volume spike as well. It says, what does it say about volume? About price? It said price triggered a new 52-week high event of $3.98, and it says volume spiked. During that session, it says trading volume exceeded a 10-day average of 1.621 million shares by 787.97%. So that percentage gives you a very good perspective of what happened. It says a market cap of $47.2 million is what it has, and 12.258 million shares outstanding. And it's saying that 24% of those shares are held by institutions, but we can't exactly validate that because it seems those figures are a bit old. So moving on, we can see that unbalanced volume indicator of this is bullish as well. MACD is also above the signal line, but it seems momentum on this case is waning. That is the 14 period stochastic oscillator is waning. I think there's some news here, and is definitely one of the stocks on the move during that session. It says US stocks on the move: Upstart, Petco, Lumina Technologies. So moving on, we can also see that even though the 14 period stochastic oscillator is waning, the momentum is also rising and improving. MACD seems to be above the signal line, but let's see what the readout says. It says evolving systems appears to be consolidating within a longer term uptrend. So we can't say concretely that is the case. The reason for that is because this readout we are reading is the summation of probably up to 10 trading sessions. So with this 19% gain in the session of the 18th of March, that may not have been enough to change the fact that it is consolidating. So moving on, we can probably see that this let's see, this was what happened on the 18th. So as at the 17th of March, you can see that as at the 17th of March, it was not looking up. It was right on the same. It had converged with its 10-day trend line. So we can say that may be the reason why that was the case. You can see as at the 15th, it was at this 52-week high as well, and then it pulled back to $3.34 on the next session, which was on the 16th, and on the 17th pulled back yet again. So that is why. So those two pullbacks or rather those two pullbacks are still overriding the fact that it extended by 19%. So it says shares are presently below the 200-day moving average. Presently above, sorry about that. Shares are presently above the 200-day moving average, which is rising along with the 10-day moving average. However, the average directional index is below 20, indicating that shares have exhibited sideways movement recently. Comparative relative strength analysis shows it is outperforming the S&P 500 index. Momentum for evolving systems as measured by a 14-period slow stochastic oscillator is waning, as we pointed out. You can see that evidently, very, very clear. There's no ambiguity in that. It's waning. So, and it says this means that investors are less aggressive in their recent purchases and may even be taking profits in positions but at lower prices. Okay, so what we are reading out now is a 14-period slow stochastic oscillator. It will not give you the value, the momentum for that. For a single day, it's always 14 periods backwards. So the momentum over the last 14 sessions has not been so wonderful. So, and you obtain that by subtracting the current momentum figure of the last trading session and that of the 14th day. So if the momentum for the 14th day is higher than that of the last day, then momentum will be deemed as waning. So, or or poor, as the case may be. So moving on, we can see that it says the volume for that session, that's the 18th of March, was heavier than usual, trading 23.201 million shares versus an average of 198,252 shares per day during the last 12 months. And the average 10-day volume is 2.272, so it was even more than 10 times that 10-day average. The unbalanced volume indicator is bullish. The slope of the indicator is positive and suggests that buyers are presently more active than sellers. We can see that. You can see it is steeply bullish. You can see that, steeply bullish. So, and I believe as well it's also a, let's guess it, a volatile stock. Yes, Bollinger Bands are presently wider than usual as a result of greater than normal volatility that accompanied the recent price move. Events such as this may precede a pause or reversal in the near-term trend. So, but all of these are just basically the daily charts, so they give outcomes over at least 10 to 14 trading sessions. So now let's see what's going on, what happened in the post market, or rather what happened in the let's see. This is what is going on right now in the post market. Not very active, or rather, well, it may be active. It says here volume is, so the momentum is like almost to the max, and then we can have that it has slightly extended as well by $0.2. So it's quite well, it's consolidating at the moment because it's not moving upwards or downwards, but it's at a positive note, so this is what's going on with evolv systems at the moment. So we can see that although the price action is bullish, or was bullish, or still bullish at the moment, but the momentum seems to be a bit poor. But regardless of that, the fact that it appreciated 19% during the last session, nearly 20%, I wouldn't encourage anybody to jump in right now that it's still hot. So this is definitely a stock that does retrace. We can evidently see that. Not too long ago, about 3 sessions ago, it had a previous 52-week record, and it retraced for 2 sessions and extended again. So it has been doing that for the best part of 1 month. I mean, not just 1 month. I mean, it goes all the way back, so all the way back to December, so this also calls us to have a look at the short interest, because those sort of actions looks like the stuff of short sellers, the work of short sellers. Okay, it says okay, so it says it's down 0.06. That's sorry, the short interest is 0.06, and it reduced by 73%. Okay, so the current figure is 6,000. Okay, so in this case, it's not exactly that. It's just that people are just taking money out of the equation. So, but this is a very interesting stock, so I would advise you to just keep on and just watch. There's a good chance that it may also in the coming sessions also retrace and extend again, but it keeps getting, and fascinatingly enough, it keeps okay, we have only one record of it bouncing from its 20-day trend line, but yes, I would just say just hold on. There's a good chance the stock will retrace, and it may retrace and consolidate and pull back, as the case may be. Okay, so thank you for watching this video. If you're new to this channel, subscribe, like, and share. If you're a subscriber, thank you very much for watching this video.